Hey, shalom, shalom. Saw a video that was quite interesting where this Caucasian, I'm gonna try to ease up on the verbiage that some may be offended at. But I saw a video that was quite interesting. You had the security guard who was a black man, and he was being called by every racial slur that would normally get under the average person's skin. So at some point, the brother started to whip the white boy's ass with his retractable or extension type baton. It was quite refreshing to see. And I bring this up because this is my opinion now. In my opinion, and I believe the same way biblical prophecy could be fulfilling itself as far as the fall of America, the doors opening to World War III, global nuclear annihilation of various countries, including America. I believe as those things escalate, family values being broken, I believe also the curses that was put on our people, who are the real Israelites, I believe that a lot of these curses, such as us not being able to go against our enemies, I think the Most High is going to alleviate us of some of those restrictions spiritually. I think that we're in a time where a lot of black folks are not afraid of white people anymore and are more than open to express their frustration, their anger, in certain cases, revenge. I believe that that's part of prophecy as well. I believe that. And it's just a matter of time that what white people fear, I believe the most, is black people getting revenge on them because of all the hardship and all the injustice and definitely the systematic racism that we endure in this country and what black people see happening all over the world because of the oppressor who has spread his arms of evil all over the world. Shalom, brother. Shalom. This is what I personally believe. I want to show you a video. I found this comical, but at the same time, very enlightening. Very much. And it makes you think, is God the creator of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all people, and the controller of all people? Is God throwing us a bone? Not in this situation alone, but just overall. Is God giving us a break? I believe so. I believe God is doing a lot of things today to show that this man who rules this world is losing his power. Normally, when we're teaching about the fall of America and Esau, the so-called white man, losing his power, we relate it to the other nations. Like the Chinese now see this man as weak, so he's attacking America financially. China is one of the biggest adversaries that America faces today. China. Then you have the Arab world. They see America as weak, and the Lord is letting all nations outside of the white man have some sort of dominance over this man. But I also see that us, as the true Jews and God's chosen people, I also see that we have a horse in that race too, to a degree. Shalom, brother. I believe we have a horse in that race as well. Maybe not to the same extent as the heathen, but I see a change in the so-called black man. Shalom, brother. Shabbat is almost here. Fast week, man. You know, just doing some research on the Most High speeding up the time. I found that interesting as well. Maybe I'll touch on that tomorrow or tonight. I'll probably come back in tonight. Tides are changing, and the last part of your post is very important. Diligent in studies, man. You have to be studied. You have to be spiritually inclined just to make it, because look what's happening, man. Look what's happening in this country alone, man. Before I go there, man, you should see the rioting in Chicago. They're going nuts over there. But I'll stay on topic because I don't got much time. And the whole world's going crazy. But check this out.
Call the cops. Go ahead. Take off on your black ass, bitch. Go ahead. Call the police, Ashley. Police, Ashley? Bitch. You're on fucking you're a fucking black bitch. Yeah. Hey, go ahead, you dumb. Yeah. This nigger just assaulted us.
See that? They have no fear of the so-called black man, to the point where they're just completely disrespectful. So what's the alternative? Whip that ass. I'm not telling you brothers to do that, but that's the alternative in certain cases. You have to whip that ass. There's only so much you can take. There's only so much you can take.
Okay. Yeah, you're a nigger. Okay. Bitch. Yeah, I got the assault on tape too. Get that Chinese lady. Yeah, you're going to jail, bro.
See you around. Take care.
No, you're not going to see me around. This lady and this lady, here's a witness. You assaulted us. You just hit my wife and you're on camera. You fucked it, you dumb nigger. You're on camera assaulting us.
I'm like, let me get out the way. You gonna let me out there with the nigga.
They believe they own the whole planet, man. They believe they own the whole goddamn planet and nothing can stop them. This has been a thing that they inherited from their forefathers hundreds of years ago. Thousands of years ago, actually, from the Romans. Look at this guy. Just as weak and pathetic as possible. Weak. Very weak. But because he's Cain, and we know we can't touch Cain because you're going to receive a lash from the Most High sevenfold. I believe that barrier, that hedge that the Most High put around these devils, due and based on prophecy, I believe that the Most High is alleviating that. He's giving us permission to kick ass. That's what I believe. Not specifically, but you know what I mean. I mean, that's open to interpretation, but I kind of see that. I speak as a fool. Maybe I'm wrong. I speak as a fool, but I kind of see that if the nations, like it tells you in Obadiah, sees this man weak and are aggressively attacking this man, and he's losing his power, and the world is seeing it. If the Arab world is attacking this man openly and he's appearing weak, why wouldn't we fit in that equation to a certain degree? I'm not saying the same degree as the heathen. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But but as the world gets weaker, like it tells you in the Apocrypha, it tells you that this world has lost its strength. This man, he's losing his strength. The spirit of love has lost its strength, and evil has abounded. It tells you that in the gospel. Why wouldn't it be that the Most High would throw us a bone every once in a while, and it's of his will to kick these people's ass sometimes? I mean, that's the way I see it. I mean, don't get me wrong. We still have to obey the powers that be, and this man, he's still the ruler of this earth. But I'm just saying, when you really examine it, it's something to consider. That's all I'm saying. Check it out.
You dumb nigger. You're on camera assaulting us.
I'm like, let me get out the way. The nigga. You just left me out there with the nigga. What the fuck?
Hey.
I'm recording it.
I don't need to do anything. I'm not in the store, bitch. I'm not in the store, sir. I don't need to do nothing, ma'am. I don't give a fuck, bitch. You guys just assaulted us. No. No, I don't. 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 No, you just fucking assaulted my wife. I don't care what you want, bitch. I don't want you to fucking assault people. No, bitch. I'm a customer. Hey, hey, I can make it.
Oh, yeah, you made it? Hey! Okay, now we're done.
Hey! You're a fucking dumbass nigger, bro. You're going to jail, dog. You're a fucking stupid fucking nigger.
Stop running
You're
up
going
on
to
me.
jail,
Stop running up on
bitch.
me.
You are going to jail. You
Okay,
fucking
stop running up
dumb
on me.
bitch. Fuck off. This fucking faggot over
Okay.
here.
You're completely broken.
Hey, you're going to jail, bro.
You completely broke my phone. You
Yeah,
can't
call the
have
cops. Ask call the fucking
I
cops.
can't let my phone broken. You just broke it.
God, you fucking dumb nigger.
Okay.
You're going to jail, dude.
See, Trump is that great white hope. He's the great white hope that a lot of white people are hoping that he can change and rebuild and restructure America to make it white again. But we know, according to biblical prophecy, we know that that's not going to happen. The Lord is looking down from the heavens or the spiritual world, and he sees that this place needs to go. The Most High sees that this place needs to burn. Those of you who are watching, please hit that like button. Do show some love and hit that like button, please. This man has to go. And brothers is tired of it. You know what? I also noticed that brothers and sisters, they tired of these damn Africans too. I have seen videos and had conversations with black people, and they say they don't give two SHs about a damn African. They don't care anymore. They say that the Africans look down on them. The Africans are rude. The Africans are disrespectful. And Africans stay to themselves. And black people notice this thing. So as ignorant as we are, I think the Most High is waking us up, man. As crazy and weak as we are, I think the Lord is waking us up. In the Bible, the Lord describes us in the eyes of the heathen as a modern day doormat. You don't believe me? I'm going to show it to you. In the book of Isaiah 51, I think it's 51. Make sure. Isaiah 51, verse 23. Check out what the Lord says here, right here. Let's go to the 22nd verse. The Lord says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith thy Lord, the Lord Yahweh, and thy God that pleadeth the cause of his people." See that? That pleadeth the cause of his people. Somebody got to speak for us. The president ain't going to speak for you. The white man ain't going to speak for you. The heathen, they're not going to speak for you. They're part of the problem. Well, because the scriptures say that the Most High put the heathen over you, so why are you complaining? The Most High also said they have forwarded the afflictions. They have made it very difficult for you to serve the true and living God. The Lord didn't say to do that. They've trained you in the mindset to be a sinner and made sin natural. The Lord didn't say to do that. They've taught you to believe that there is no God and that He is God. The Lord put them over us, but the Lord didn't say to do that. He didn't say to do that. So somebody has got to step in for us. Somebody has to rep us. Even in the book of Daniel's, the 12th chapter, 2nd verse, I believe it is, it said that things are going to get so bad that the angel Michael is going to step in for us in the great day of tribulation. Somebody has got to step in for you, brothers and sisters. Here it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, and thy God that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling. See that? The cup of trembling. Doesn't it say in the curses something along the lines that we're going to be a scaredy cat type of people? Doesn't it say that in the law? Here it's saying the Lord is going to take that out of your hand. He's going to remove that cup of being a fraidy cat, scaredy cat, Negro, Hispanic, and Native. He's going to take that out. And we're seeing signs of that today. You got Esau jumping in the face of brothers and sisters, grabbing them up, whether they have a badge on or they're in uniform, or they're just straight up Trump supporters, or they just straight up liberals, or they just straight up Americans. The Lord put that battery in their back and gave us the cup of trembling. But here the Lord said he's going to remove the cup of trembling, even though the enemy has that battery in their back to put hands on you. The Lord said he's going to remove that scaredy cat spirit out of the children of Israel, meaning you so-called black men, you so-called Hispanic men, you so-called black women. You're going to remove that out of you. Then it says, even the dregs of the cup of my fury, thou shalt no more drink it again, meaning the resin or the crap that's left over after you drink juice. The Lord's going to remove the bottom feeder spirit from off of you. That's what the Lord said. Look at this right here. Dregs.
Dregs.
Says the remnant of a liquid left in a container together with any sediment of grounds, meaning the waste or the leftovers or the back end of drink. Plus, he's going to remove that spirit from off of you. He's going to give you the spirit of a warrior all over again. That's what the Lord is saying. He's going to give you that warrior spirit all over again. And he's going to take away the spirit of a Negro out of you. Going to do that. I believe he's going to do it. And I know a lot of you brothers believe the same thing. You see it. You see it every day. People are frustrated. People are mad. But guess what? The white man and the white woman, they mad too. They mad because their kingdom is slipping between their fingers, running down their thighs, dropping on their toes, right in front of your eyes, right in front of their eyes. We see it. 23rd verse. But I will put it in the hand of them that afflict thee. See that? Who's that? Why don't the Christians read this? Why don't save the world, save the nations, Israelites that believe the heathens can be saved? Why don't they read this? They don't read this because they don't want to read it. They can't imagine a world without white people. They can't imagine a world without Chinese and Japanese. They can't see that. They can't see a God that just loves Israel. They can't see that. You brothers see it. And when you read on, it says, which have said to thy soul, bow down, Negro. Bow down before the great white hope, Donald Trump. Bow down before all white people. Bow down before all Europeans. Bow down by our underlings, the other heathens, the Chinese, Japanese, East Indians, and Ham, y'all. enemy who you think you are and who you think is your brother. Bow down and serve me. Bow down and fear me. Bow down and see me, black man. Ninja. You can stand up as long as you sing. You can stand up as long as you rap. You can stand up as long as you shake your behind. You can stand up as long as you entertain the world, black man, black woman. You can be a whore. You can sing as a whore. You can dance and you can follow our religions and our pagan beliefs, but bow down to your master, Esau. Bow down. This is how they feel. This is part of the curse as well. But I go back again. I believe the Lord might be loosening up on some of the hardship in order for us to see his heavenly gift. That's the Holy Spirit of this truth. 23rd verse, one more time. It says, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over. You're a doormat in America. You're not respected in America. They say, bow down that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground. That's what the Lord said. This is spiritually speaking. In certain cases, physically. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as a street to them that went over. Who's them that's going over? The heathen. The same heathen that gave you Christianity and said, this will civilize you. This is a gift from the Europeans to people of color all over the world. They have told you so-called Negroes and Hispanics who think you're white sometimes, bow down that we may go over. Bow down that we may go over. Isn't that interesting? Let's get the commentary real quick. I find it interesting. It says Isaiah 51 verse 23 describes God's promise to turn judgment back on Israel's oppressors. On Israel's oppressor. So that can't fit the European who calls himself a Jew. Can't fit him. Because if you're on a scale of 1 to 10, his oppressors are a 2 compared to the oppressors over you so-called Negroes and Hispanics. Don't fit him like it fits you. If this was a glove, if this was a hat, this paragraph, in terms of oppressors, if this was a pair of shoes, who would this fit better? In terms of having oppressors, having someone rule over them, who could this possibly fit to a T? The oppressors would have to be someone outside of black people. The oppressor would have to be someone outside of Hispanics. God describes promise to turn judgment back on Israel's oppressors. The verse used the image of a cruel act where tormentors force their victims to bow down that we may go over, and made their backs like the ground to be walked on. God declares he will put this cup of punishment in the hands of these oppressors, reversing the situation and punishing them for their cruelty. Punishing them for their cruelty. So can we analyze what's happening in the world today? The anger and frustration that we are witnessing in the world today And not only equate it with scriptures, but like I brought out earlier, could the Lord be throwing us a bone? Could the Lord be saying, okay, I'm going to let you go upside this man's head. I'm going to let you go upside Miss Ann or Karen's head. You see the videos. You see the videos all the time with a Karen getting her ass whipped. Excuse my language. You see the videos all the time where you got some white man getting knocked to the ground. Both parties believe that it's the 60s. Or both people who are victims of payback from black men and Hispanic men. These people think it's the 60s and the 50s and the 40s where they can say, bow down that I may walk over you. This is how they feel. Is this making sense to me? To me, this makes sense, man. This makes sense to me. I don't see how this don't make sense, but to me, this makes sense. So if America appears weak in front of her enemies, why wouldn't America appear weak in America, who has oppressed and destroyed us as a people, and now the Lord is flipping it back on them slowly and in pieces here and there, to make you see just how weak this man is abroad and how weak this man is in his own backyard, which he stole. Makes sense to me. Makes a lot of sense to me. You understand? Makes a lot of sense to me. So they are falling apart at the seams, man. Falling apart. Hello, Margaret. Falling apart. I see it all the time. Here it says in this article right here, while many Americans across demographic groups express dissatisfaction, you're not satisfied with the economy, white Americans, particularly the white working class, report significant anger. Not only are they dissatisfied and they express it, it says there's a report of significant anger and anxiety rooted in specific financial pressure and culture shifts. They seeing a big change in America. It's not the same America that they once were happy in. They could send their children to college on one paycheck. Just a completely different America. It wasn't great for us, but for them, it was baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie. It was just great. It was just peachy. But what are we seeing now? We're seeing people getting very angry, especially when you brothers are out there on the highways and byways. You understand? Especially when you brothers, I'm talking about the well-studied brothers, who put that word out so clear, so on point through studying. The brother mentioned studying in the comment section a little while ago. But I'm talking to you brothers who are very well studied in scriptures and you know just how to paint the picture of the Lord in the minds, not just in us, but as well as the heathen, that they get infuriated because they know what they have learned is a lie. They know what's being taught to them in church is a lie. And the Lord, he prophesies that as well. He prophesies that they're going to realize they inherited lies from their their forefathers who were slave masters all the way to current. They knew it was coming. Well, they didn't know it was coming, but we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. And it's here now. It's here. The fall of America, man. The fall of America. The fall of America. Check it out right here. Make sure it's up there. Oh, Miss Ann over here in this picture. I love this picture because they're so mad. Because that's exactly how they look when you're on the highways and byways. That's exactly how they look. They be tight, man. Because they mad. They mad because they're losing their world. Their world is falling apart. And they mad, man. They're absolutely mad. They're infuriated. They're furious. Because this is the end. This is the end. The Doors have I know you brothers listen to the Doors. It's a rock group from the 60s, the Doors. And Jim Morrison, who was into witchcraft or some form of pagan worshiping of Satan. And he had a song, the Doors, "This Is the End." You know, it's a great opening scene in Apocalypse Now. And they used that track. And not Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen's father, is damn drunk and tripping on this damn song. But anyway, here's the mindset of the heathens today. Because of you brothers. You brothers out there on the highways and byways, man, you're doing a good job, because the Lord prophesied that not only would you do a good job, but when you're preaching to your own people, this word would go into the minds of the heathen, meaning non-Israelites. And you are a light to the world. The Lord tells you that in the Old and New Testament. I think the Lord and Savior referenced that. What's in Isaiah, that you are a light to the Gentiles as well. Not for salvation, but for them to serve and respect the Most High as well. And to know this truth of who we are. Look what the Lord said here. He says in Jeremiah 16, verse 19, he says, "O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction." This is for us. The Lord is a fortress and a place to go and chill spiritually in the day of affliction. We are in the day of affliction. So the Lord is telling you right here that we have a place to chill out, learn the Most High, take a breather. Don't worry about 9 to 5s. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about alimony. Don't worry about getting sick. You just chill out in the Most High and you trust in His Spirit and you let Him guide you, man. We vibe out with the Most High when we are in bad times, man. When we need a break, when we need to refuel spiritually, we chill out with the Most High. But then when you read on, it says, "The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies." They're going to realize that the white Jesus and Christmas, which is coming up, Thanksgiving, New Year's Day, all these different religions they're following, whether it's a Baptist church, a Seventh-day Adventist church, Jehovah's Witness church, they're going to say, surely our fathers, meaning the slave masters from years and years past, all the way to current, have inherited, meaning taken on lies, vanity, and things, and things wherein there's no profit. See, there's no profit in Christianity. There's no profit in any of these religions. Remember what we read yesterday? I'm gonna go back to what we read yesterday. Remember we read yesterday that our people, they took onto themselves many different religions and beliefs that could not support spirituality. Let me see if I can get that real quick. We'll go back into that. We're going to refresh your memory. It was Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter, and it was 11th verse. Remember we read this yesterday? Check it out. It says, has a nation changed their gods? See, the same thing applies to us. The white man says what he's following, or what he was following, some of them, they're going to say, surely it was vanity and things where there was no profit. You understand? It's going to say they inherited lies from their forefathers. They're going to realize that. They're going to realize they inherited lies. Here it's saying, has a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people, see, he's not dealing with the heathen here. He says, my people have changed their glory for that which does not profit. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be very desolate, saith the Lord. For my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken me, the Most High Yahweh, the fountain of living waters. The living waters is the Spirit. And hewed them out cisterns, meaning they have carved out cisterns like a vase. A cistern is a type of vase, but the Lord is speaking spiritually. They have carved them out or made themselves idols to support their religions and beliefs, in other words. And when you read on, it says, where is that? They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed themselves out systems, broken systems that hold no water. It holds no spirituality. So the Most High says, our people are doing the same crap, but they're gonna wake up too. Just like the devil, just like the heathen, they're waking up. A lot of our people, they're gonna wake up too, and they're gonna have to realize that this thing don't work. America don't work. America don't work. We seeing it. The Most High is letting all the bull crap run out. He's letting it all run out. In other words, what they trust in, the Most High is smashing it. What they believe in, it holds no water, like the cisterns that hold no spirituality, no living water. America don't have living waters to believe on, to drink, to support yourselves on. You understand? So all the money is running out. Always touch on that money. Money, money, money. Brother got mad at me earlier because I mentioned money. High cost of essentials, despite some positive macroeconomic indicators like low unemployment and actual costs of non-optional expenses such as housing, groceries, and healthcare have risen disproportionately compared to wages, for many households. So the wages are the same, but healthcare and food and groceries and stuff is shooting up every day. It makes no sense to get a fat paycheck and at the same time, bread is doubled, meat is doubled, milk is doubled, eggs have doubled. You're going nowhere. You're going nowhere. So people are wondering what the hell is going on. What the hell is going on? People are wondering what is going on, man. How am I going to make ends meet? How am I going to put my daughter through college? A lot of white folks are telling their daughters you can't go to college. That's over. It's over. So people are wondering what's going on. Is Donald Trump, is he the great white hope? White people are angry. Black people are angry. Heathens are angry. We're just going to wait. We're going to wait and watch and see. But we're going to pray and we're going to serve the Most High and we're going to do what's right according to spirituality. No more are we going to follow emotions and feelings. I don't particularly like this guy, but check out what he's saying. Check out what he's saying. I know I'm rushing because I got to go back to work, man.
Idea of make America great again, what the right is angry about. And this is what people have to accept. The 64 Civil Rights Act, the 65 Voting Rights Act, the 68 Fair Housing Act. Those three civil rights bills provided not just civil rights for black people, but what it did was it created civil rights for everybody else. And so Title IX was a direct result of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. And so these white men have been pissed off since 1972 because shit, these damn women, our wives, our daughters, our aunts, and our female cousins are now in the workplace. Why are these white men so, why were these white men so pissed off with Kamala Harris? The idea of...
See, I could kind of roll with that. They're losing their power. The white man, his own women, his liberal, milky skin white women, they're saying that the biggest threat to mankind, to humankind, are white men. They're all saying this now. Then you got the fighting in the streets. What's to come next? You got the fighting in the street. You got, the ICE agents being attacked. Country is falling apart. And at the top, it's all being orchestrated by the powers that be. Check it out.
Violence reaching chilling levels against federal agents in Chicago. A federal source telling Fox News that a shoot-on-sight order was issued by the Latin King street gang, targeting agents taking part in Operation Midway Blitz. It comes after a shooting targeted agents there on Saturday.
So now the cops and the agents are being shot at by Hispanic gang members. This would be unheard of 50 years ago. You wouldn't have this problem because Mighty Whitey would have quenched all this down 50, 40, 60 years ago. You couldn't have this. Definitely not 100 years ago. But it just shows how weak America is getting. And this is what I'm saying. This was the point I was making. You got gangs putting out hits on ICE agents and police officers. I believe it was ICE agents, but you didn't have this not even 20 years ago. Well, maybe 20 years ago, but not 50 years ago. So in-house, this man is losing his power. That's the whole point I'm making. He's losing his power. And there's nothing they can do to stop it because it's of the Lord. Let me play a little bit more.
Border Patrol Chief Commander Greg Bavino will respond to the threat in just moments here with us. But first to our senior correspondent, Mike Tobin in Chicago. Quieter there today, Mike?
And let me start you out, John, with some breaking news that a suspect is now in custody for that shooting on Saturday that occurred in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. What we have from federal sources is that a black Jeep had drove up on the federal agents as they were going about their jobs, fired some shots, and drove away. That suspect is now in custody, the result of a joint operation with the FBI, ATF, and Chicago police. They have picked up someone described now as an illegal alien who does indeed have a felony in his past for firearm violations. A firearm was found on this person. It has not yet been matched to the shooting on Saturday. All of that is in addition to the alert that went out to Border Patrol agents warning them that the leadership of the Latin Kings street gang had put out a shoot-on-sight order to them. The director of ICE blames Illinois Democrats and the rhetoric calling them Nazis, fascists, and barbarians.
Hey, man, listen, man. A kingdom divided against itself will not stand. They are fighting with each other. They're fighting black people. You even have black people fighting certain black people because they jumped the fence and went Republican. And you can't blame them because the media controls your minds. That's what don't you get it? The media controls your minds. Here's a proof here. Stephen A. I put this up on Facebook earlier and it makes sense. They're all dirty. You look at it, they're going to get Trump with the Epstein files. The Epstein files. You know how many white people is freaking off as we speak with little girls and little boys? These are the children of the Romans. You think that Trump is the only one that's liable to be recognized as a Chester? You think he's the only one? Why do you think they held it back so long? Listen to what he's saying, and we all knew this, but some of you got TDS, Trump deranged syndrome. As long as it's Trump, you just jump on the bandwagon. As long as it's an attack on Trump, you just jump on the bandwagon. You're sick. You're sick. You forgot that this is Esau. All around. But the media has your minds. You can't tell me the media don't have your mind. I see it on Facebook. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration.
That's right.
You were there for 4 years. How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then? What am I missing? I'm not saying I know. It's a legitimate question. Maybe I don't remember the answer. Maybe my extraordinary producers should be able to help me during the commercial break. But from my understanding, the same files that were open or being open now with the 220 pages of documents or whatever it is, with various emails, that could have been done when Biden was in office.
The problem is some of the left are in the emails. Some of the left was freaking off too. That's like saying a P. Diddy party didn't have any rappers in the party. The P. Diddy parties didn't have any R&B singers or entertainers or important people in the party, whether they are Republicans, Democrats, black, Hispanic, up, down, brown, black. That's dumb. That's dumb. And if you're at one of those parties and you take a hit or a bump of some cocaine, some Henny, you're liable to do any deed of Satan in that type of environment. It's controlled and ran by Satan. And it's used to blackmail people. So what make you think if Donald Trump is guilty, that people on the left are not guilty as well? That rich banking family members are not guilty as well? That superstars of actors and senators and people in Congress are not part of the freakism that was on Jeff Epstein Island or Freakazoid Island? What make you think that Donald Trump is the only one that's freaking off in those type of environments? They're just trying to get him, man, because whoever controls the bag controls the country and controls the future bags that are dished out in the country. But check it out.
Well, why didn't you do it? If it's so important now. What were the Democrats doing at that particular moment in time? This is the kind of stuff that smells. Because my attitude is just deducing how much they despise Trump is if there was some real bona fide dirt on him, since you went after him with the 34 felony convictions.
Listen closely. This is how you know if you're a thinking man or you're a robot. Bring it back a little bit. Listen closely.
Is if there was some real bona fide dirt on him, since you went after him with the 34 felony convictions, which essentially was deduced to him paying hush money to Stormy Daniels, a porn star, just so she wouldn't reveal their happenings with one another leading up to the election in 2016. Okay? If you had something like that you were willing to parade him through the streets with, of course, if you had something on him about Epstein, you'd have let it go earlier to make sure he didn't become the 47th president.
See, and that's why I believe he's wrong. I believe they do have something on him. But the same way they have something on him, they have something on a lot of people on the other side, so they can't really say anything. Otherwise, it would have been came out. If you're thinking, if they tried to get him with illegal documents in his Florida home, if they tried to get him on the indictments and make him a convicted felon and impeach him, you think if they had that information during the Biden administration, they wouldn't have brought it out of him freaking off? How stupid can you be? So they either held it back because they got dirt that's in those emails on the other side, or important people other than Trump will be hurt, or they were busy erasing and blacking out the parts that they didn't want to come out about them. I mean, think about it. It only makes sense. Why would they have brought this information out from 2019? It's showing you that the whole system is corrupt, man, including Donald Trump, including the Democrats, including the Republicans. The whole system is corrupt. And you're stupid if you can't see that. You're stupid if you can't see that. And again, a lot of white people, they're mad. A lot of white people are mad because they're concerned about the money. It always comes down to that money. It always comes down to the money. You're stupid if you can't see it. People are fed up. They're tired of the lies and the foolishness. They tired of it, man. But now, if you continue to walk in Negro land, you're gonna miss the whole boat, man. Our job is to teach our people and to enlighten our people and bring them closer to the Most High and who they call Christ. We call him Yahweh Shai. That's our job. But we're gonna see where this goes, man, because this is crazy. It's crazy at this point. But it's neither here or there. It has nothing to do with us. Our job is to serve the Most High. We serve the Most High. But that's all I got for you right now. I'll see you brothers either tomorrow morning or perhaps tonight. I got to go back to the plantation and I got to make those bucks to keep the roof over my head, just like you brothers and sisters. So you brothers and sisters, keep your eyes open, stay in the spirit of the Most High, have mercy and understanding on the weak and foolish of our people, and pray that they come into the fold. And those who don't, it's the Most High's will. I'm out.